Hello everyone. Before I begin my talk today, I would like to do a small experiment. By a raise of hand, how many of you here are extremely annoyed by these symbols? Many of you indeed. Before I go on to explain to you why I asked you to do this, I'm going to introduce to you a concept that really baffled me, called the productivity paradox. From 1971 to 2015, an era known as the digital revolution, which introduced the internet, personal computer, smartphone, and so on, while the number of transistors per microprocessors, which is a reliable indicator of technological capability, this metric doubles every 2 years. At the same period of time, worker productivity growth actually goes down instead of going up. What this paradox tells us is that as technologies become more advanced and more readily available, which should have supposedly made our jobs easier and more efficient, the marginal gain in our productivity actually decreases. So what actually happened with productivity growth? While there are many factors to be blamed for this decline, such as an aging workforce, there are one particular factor that really catches my attention, since I was also a victim of it, is addiction to technological distraction. You see, with a plethora of information accessible right in your palm, from irresistible clickbait like top 17 most shocking truths about blah blah blah, you want to leave number 9, to Reddit thread, YouTube videos, Facebook hashtags, and you may also like suggestion at the bottom of every single article. We are being directed to an infinite supply of mostly useless information. And before you even know it, it's already 11 p.m. and your assignment is due at midnight. You feel bad? Work like hell to meet the deadline with mediocre work? Promise to yourself that it would never, ever happen again. And then we do it all over again. The bad news is, it doesn't stop here. After I escape from the prison of internet addiction, sometimes I feel myself haunted by images that I once was a part of. Images like a group of friends come into a coffee shop, took a selfie, posted to Instagram, and then silence. Everyone was scrolling at their phone while sipping the coffee. Images like my classmate who is ranted over a 15 seconds of buffering uploading of his Netflix video. Image like a girl crying over her boyfriend late respond. It's been 10 minutes and he haven't replied to my messages yet, she said. Or a guy screaming over a 15 seconds of YouTube advertisement and keep pushing the skip ads button until his screen broke. The problem is, it's not our fault. Every single site and app, from YouTube to Facebook, is deliberately and intentionally designed to be addictive. If you're not paying for it, you become the product. Unlike a newspaper subscription, social media apps and online sites doesn't charge you a cent for using that product. Obviously, you still have to pay for the internet use. Anyway, they have an entirely R&D team that is dedicated to maximize the time you spend on these apps. As Asa Raskin, the inventor of infinite scroll, himself has said, behind every screen on your phone, there are generally, like literally, 1,000 engineers that have worked on this thing to try to make it maximally addicting. It's as if they are taking behavioral cocaine and just sprinkle it all over your interface. And that's the thing that keeps you like coming back and back and back. Indeed, features like infinite scroll instead of having you to turn the pages, or real-time notification about everything from likes, comments, mentions, trending hashtags, messages. They are intended to keep you in a vicious cycle of impulses and to keep you staying on the app for as long as possible. The more you use them, the more data they have about you to sell to advertisers. That's why you see advertisement about vacation deals on Facebook after searching for a flight on Google. By not giving your brain time to catch up with these impulses, online sites and social media are actually more effective than cocaine and alcohol in making you depend on them, according to a 2015 study by ASU. Similarly, a recent study by MSU also indicated that excessive social media usage can compromise our decision-making ability, similar to drug addiction. This is extremely concerning, considering that many young children now today are being given access to internet since a very young age. Technology's capability of hooking young people by constantly releasing dopamine in the brain can create a new generation that is toxic, impatient, and unproductive. The good news is, it's never too late to rehabilitate. While I may not be in the best position to give you specific medical advices, one approach that worked quite well for me is to designate a particular screen-free time. At first, it would sound very tough and counterintuitive, even futile to resist this temptation. So it may be helpful to start small, maybe to 30 minutes a day, and then gradually increase it. I would suggest surrendering all of your electronic devices to a trusted friend. During this screen-free time, you can try to read a book, go for a walk, or even spend some minutes to meditate and allow your brain to quiet down and recover. The first step in every recovery process, whether it is substance or behavioral abuse, is to accept the fact that you are addicted. It will be a difficult journey, but remember, the rewards are worth it. By regaining control of your mind and escaping from the prison of constant distraction built by technology, we are also regaining the time and energy, those that can be used to finish our work on time, gain more sleep, hit the gym, call your grandmother, or contemplate life. Thank you.